Thank you guys. Well, first of all, quite a challenging and rather not clear definition of the topic. I mean, why the CAN bus is the future of telematics. I believe most of you, or many of you at least, would say that, okay guys, we are using CAN in our projects. So we receive this or that parameter, we somehow transmit it to the monitoring platform and build some reports about some parameters which we find useful, or as our customers find as useful. But today I want to speak about some solutions which are not very obvious for us probably, but where CAN bus might be utilized. As mentioned, we all know that it's possible overall to obtain different kind of parameters from CAN line. Temperature, headlights, fuel level, RPM, whatever is there, we can extract it somehow. For that, in Galileosky, we have several technologies. I will start my presentation from the tools we have for that. So starting from, well, two CAN lines, which is essential. Nowadays, many vehicles have not one, not two, not three, sometimes 4 CAN lines. Some different useful parameters are in one CAN line, another parameter is the second one. So to obtain everything or obtain as much as you can, you should have 2 CAN lines on the device, and yes, we have. It's quite essential thing, so I will not stay long around that. Most of the vendors, most of the GPS manufacturers right now having their own database, as we do. Right on Galileosky website, you can search for the database. But the main question about the CAN line and how we can obtain the data from CAN bus comes when you are scrolling through the list and, wow, I'm not able to find it. Or when you come to the site, connect to the CAN line, and nothing happens. So what to do in this particular time, and what's next? What's next? Then we are coming. So here I would like to introduce few main technologies which are really special for your CAN projects. So one of the main technologies is CAN scanner. So the concept there, for those who doesn't know about it yet, is very straightforward. Once connecting to the CAN line, we receive and we see everything that happens with the vehicle at this particular moment. So everything. It is encrypted in the identifiers. We see bytes or bit coming out and changing all the time. So we can guess that each action we make with the vehicle will actually react in this flow of information. So, and that byte and bit which is being changed at that moment will be highlighted, and we can see it on the screen of the configurator. All right, if I'm adding the fuel, that means that this particular parameter is the fuel. If I'm putting the acceleration pedal down, it is either RPM or probably just position of the acceleration pedal. So I can guess what is there and what parameter is in the CAN bus. Okay, somebody may say, all right, I don't want to spend the time in my vehicle or spend the time of high-skilled personnel to look for these parameters. You may store information in the CAN logger. So for that, we have another technology which help you to store the CAN log from the vehicle. Here it works that way. The same flow of information is being received. But in case if decrypting it on the site in real time, you store it in particular log. While putting the acceleration pedal or turning the steering wheel, or switching on the headlights, you mark this log with certain color, and then getting back to office, or assigning some more skilled for this job, you are able to find out where the parameters are. All right, you may say, it's still complicated. It's still complicated. And for this case, we have a new technology, which I'm pleased to introduce to you to. We have called it CANbot. So, and the name bot means that it does something automatically. So, the concept here and the idea about CANbot is that this is kind of technology that gives you hypotheses in which certain identifier which parameter is, or where the speed is, or where the RPM is, for example. So the idea here is the following. So you are just clicking the enable button, and the device start to send the data to our server. And our server making some hypothesis about where the speed is, for example. So how can we make this hypothesis, you may ask? It's big data. So we may understand how usually speed is being changed in the vehicle, how the data about speed transmission is usually changed. We will make some hypothesis about what parameter is the speed, and we will provide you with some of them. All the rest you should do is to check with your dashboard what exactly the parameter is the speed. After you understand that this is the dashboard, that's it. The job is done. The same is done for some other main parameters like RPM, like fuel level. All you should do is to enable the data to be transmitted to our server, and we will make for you some hypothesis where the data is. So easy as that. But I will just finish with the tools we have, because the main part there would be about the success stories, how our partners managed to use CAN data. So they have extracted, they did a good job. What can do next? Here's the example from Russia. One of the dealers of the MAN trucks was having a headache when they received the trucks for repairs. The customers said to them that, guys, it was your fault, this is warranty case, we were using the truck properly, do the repairment for free for us. They were tired of that, and they decided to implement the fleet management system into each of the vehicle they sell. And what does this system does? It collects information over the CANbot, over 80 parameters. And based on the combination of these parameters, the customer, the dealer, may decide whether it was good usage of the truck or was it misbehavior of the driver. So, and based on this information, they decide whether it was warranty case or non-warranty, and they should charge for the repairment. So we may guess that, for example, if the engine speed is high and the gear is still the same, it means that the load of the vehicle is too high. So, and it means that, well, something was done wrong by the driver, and we should charge the customer. So by that, such a system, they have reduced the amount of warranty cases, and they have made the life of their customers easier because they now know how to use the vehicle, because the same reports are being provided to the customers, to the users of these trucks. So the next story, about another dealer center. So for some reasons, I talk about dealer center today. This is Toyota and Lexus dealer center in Kazakhstan. They have a problem. They want to sell the cars. But the problem is that some of the clients are having bad credit history. They want to buy Toyota, but they're having bad credit history. So the banks do not provide them with the loan. And they were tired to refuse to sell. So, I mean, every one of you would not refuse to sell, but they were tired to refuse to sell, and they wanted to do something with that. They said, okay, we will become the warranty for the bank that you will be a good payer, even in case you have some bad history. But please sign here. We will install the device inside of your vehicle. In each time when you fail your obligations, or not each time, but after some amount of time, if you fail with your obligations, we will block your engine. So you will not be able to use the car as you should. Seems like something very scary. Well, it's something which is not, which could not be done. they do it safely. So they do definitely safely. Only after the ignition is off, they do not let the ignition get back on again. Only when some other safe events occurred, the ignition is not being switched on. So they have done it with easy logic. They have done a great algorithm that includes also GSM jamming in case the vehicle is being jammed for some certain amount of time. The next time they will not let the ignition on. Some other conditions are checked also, and as the result, the dealer center sells the cars more than they used to. Yeah, that's the information. By the way, if the driver will decide, or if the owner of the car will decide to remove the tracker, the ignition will not get back on. So that's all done and all programmed based on Galileosky device and easy logic. The next story about Excavator. Sorry, team, for recommendation of Galileosky tracker, but here we have done it without escort sensors. The same story was done with CAN data. So to understand the idling, the real idling, and the real operation of slow machineries, of those who are not moving that fast but doing their job, we should extract some additional parameters. So here, for example, for the dealer center of the Excavator, for some reasons, I'm talking about dealers today, sorry once again. They have implemented the system when they have been tracking the real operation of the excavator based on the operation of the bucket. So, and this information was received from the CANbot. They found it with the CAN scanner. So that's a very, very straightforward story, but then again, they have reduced idling by 70%. And you may understand how much excavator might consume during just idling. So that's the stories for today. The next question you may ask, so how can I learn how to use CANbot? For that, we have developed a special web course. It's available then again on Galileosky.com website. We call it CAN Pro. It's the set of YouTube videos with certain tags which you may look through, or your technician engineers, best engineers may look through, and to understand how to benefit from CANbot technologies. It's absolutely free of charge. We really want you to implement these technologies into your daily business. Very powerful source for the further development. All right, now would be pleased to answer any questions if you have some.
You can make my CAN with the difference between the speed engine, because when it's really working, the speed engine it's a little bit higher.
Correct.
And you can make that way to make the difference, but this you cannot do with some very old excavators.
That's why, I mean, we can have different types of CAN signals, CAN parameters, which might tell us was it the useful work or was it idling. So it's not only about RPM, it's about the bucket position, it's about the mechanism activation. And all these parameters, in good excavators, they're not only mechanical.
With some new excavator, it's true.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and another problem, another challenge is with your scanner solution, or that bootloader what you have. What is the percent of success? Because we have a vehicle, we try it Teltonica, we try it BCE, we try it CANgo, and that machinery have device, Italian solution, bring CAN data, and we cannot read it. Usually about some Fresia, if you know.
Yeah, having not only the database format of CAN scanning, we have certain benefit which makes us say that if someone can read this parameter, then we can.
Somebody read for sure. I told you we have that data.
If someone read that, we can. We provide you.
Okay, I will remember that.
If it exists, we can extract it. It's the matter of how, and it's the matter of time, probably.
I told
But
you,
it's possible.
I try with free companies. It's we're working about more than 2 years on that, and it's some new tracks.
Yes. And also companies will have different parameters reading. So it's basically
this should job done by Galileosky.
Okay.
They should have database from when customer to collect all this.
There are some.
See, if he spent 3 days or 4 days to find the parameter for one car,
We know exactly where is the.
if you provide the
That's correct. That's correct. And that's why we have this database already. But if the vehicle is not in the database, we provide access to the partners who are on site to receive these parameters. It's the matter of how. So yeah, if someone from the audience have the experience with CAN scanner and their success with it, yeah, probably they can share the experience. But the idea is when someone can, well, if we understand that someone in the world, maybe some Italian brand device can extract CAN data, then then this data is in CAN bus. The question is how to find it, and we provide a tool for that. It's kind of reverse engineering, if you call so. So we perform some action, we look at the screen and find the parameter we need. So it's reverse engineering.
Okay.
I have one problem here.
Yeah, please.
We faced these issues before some time, and if you have the wearing diagram for this equipment or vehicle, because normally there are 4 or 5 cans outlet. Some of the outlet, it has a proxy, hardware sort of proxy, so you cannot get the data from this. So you have to look for another outlet or another place in the wearing diagram where it has the CAN data and interrupt there. It's basically hacking the vehicle to find the right place, because normally when people use the OBD under the steering, this is a filtered. Yeah, I know. I just give an example.
They already have a tracker with CAN, and this solution was for 1 year from the company from Italy. Okay, and they ask a lot of money for continue the contract. And we know exactly from where is the CAN located. The CAN.
Okay, the tracker is reading from the same from the same
on
outlet.
on the same place.
Okay.
And they are based on Iveco. It's not something very special.
Then it's a decryption issue. If you get the source right, the physical source of the right where source, we had very successful deployment.
I tried with CANgo, and CANgo we are specialized in CAN information.
Yeah, we work with Galileosky on Mercedes or a couple of other stuff. We had very good success into getting a lot of stuff. Yeah, well, maybe you can give it a try. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Peter?
Just a quick question. Did you manage to do any contactless scan or not yet?
You can use any contactless reader which you are used to use. They are all the same. So it's not the matter of, well, GPS tracking device manufacturers actually. We are good in this part of the market. So, but the contactless reader is something very simple, and well, you may use any which you prefer to use, which is easy to buy, which is convenient to install. Well, anyone. Yeah, so the hand on Mr. Soleimani.
Yes. Thank you, Maxim. Galileosky, lovely name.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're talking about the engine, the cutoff regarding the credit facilities, etc. What are you using? Is it the engine management system to cut off, or are you using something else?
They are using immobilizer for that. They're using immobilizer.
So they're using an immobilizer which is connected via relay.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Correct.
Because we're already using that at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said that you can switch off the car, and if the tracker is removed, they can't start the car. But what if they bypass the immobilizer? Because we're actively every day in this scenario where we are using high-quality relays, etc., and we are doing this by SMS command at the moment to turn off the vehicle, right? Now, you said if they remove it, the vehicle will not start,
Yep,
right?
correct.
I understand that.
That's correct.
Now, if they bypass it, the people or the thief or who doesn't want to pay knows how to remove the relay. So,
Well, yeah, I understand your question. In this particular case, well, we are not talking about the thieves. We are talking about the buyers. We are talking
even
about
a buyer, forget thief.
Yeah,
Even a buyer.
Yeah, the thing
If
is
I'm
that
if I'm a bad excuse me, sorry. If somebody's a bad payer, you know, they've got the vehicle, they know what to do.
yes, correct. But if the buyer will interfere somehow into what was done by the dealer, they will lose the warranty. It's not about the return; it's about the warranty, probably. So I'm not sure in the details, but here's the different story. So the buyer doesn't have the intention to do something with the vehicle. He doesn't. They don't have the intention to steal it. They have the intention not to pay their loan. So, but well, when it's the matter of stealing the vehicle, the police comes or the credit organization comes. But here we talk only about the not paying buyer who has lost few of the pays.
No, I understand all
payments.
that, but what so it is a relay. It's a relay going through the GPS that is switching the vehicle off. And then, of course, this command is you've paid your money, you've given the credit card, you paid your money, and then you switch it back on again or whatever. Right. So it's not done through the engine management system. Can it be done?
If I'm not mistaken, somehow immobilizer in this particular case was connected with the CANbot. I will check that for sure and I will let you know, because there are a lot of different parameters which we received from the CANbot of the same vehicle. It is related to that. It's about CAN for sure. It's not only about the relay and some
if it's
stuff
CAN
like
and you can do it and the software is there, then you can switch off the entire engine.
Yep.
You know, and then a relay doesn't matter.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
correct.
I mean, that's what I understand.
Yep.
At this moment in time, if you're putting in a relay and you're going through a GPS tracking, so you either do fuel cutoff or you do starter motor cutoff, ignition cutoff. But if this CAN bursts, then it just shuts the entire system down. Then nothing works through CAN.
The tracker will send some command to the ECU, and this command will be remain in non-violated memory of ECU, and this is not about relay, you know, because they are Toyota, they know how the ECU work and they know any command, and with our devices you can send any command. The problem is that you should know what command you are sending to the CAN and ECU. They are Toyota and they know which command they should to send. And they will block the ECU forever. Yes, ECU, electronic or engine control unit.
So it's direct to the engine.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
To write to the ECU, if you try and write to the ECU of any car, you have to be very cautious because you can blow up the whole ECU and all this stuff. If you manage to know exactly which command you're sending to shut down like the coil or the starter or whatever, then here it goes into the warranty stuff, because normally most of those agencies here, they're very furious about even reading from the ECU, you know, not writing back to the ECU. But again, the way I see with Galileosky, we've been using like the kind of stuff. You can do a lot of control writing back. It's only the matter of, you know, knowing exactly what are you sending to the vehicle, because eventually this might make some interruption with the firmware of the ECU itself. Yeah, it's possible. It has two elements: one technical about knowing what to do, and one like policy-wise about not blowing up the warranty with the agency. But it is possible.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Walid. But in this case, remember this is the Toyota dealer. They have both. They know how, and they are not responsible. Yeah, and they have the right, correct. So yeah. Sorry, could you repeat, please?
For example, there'll be other cars.
There are some tricks. For example, Toyota has their service equipment for diagnostics. So this equipment knows every command which should be sent to the CAN bus, so the vehicle would react accordingly. And there comes another reverse engineering part. We can connect to the same CAN line between this service equipment and the vehicle itself. And we can listen what the service equipment tells the vehicle. And next time we will know this command. So that's how we can extract this data.
I think we will talk more.
Another short question regarding this period. How the semiconductor and chip crisis affect you?
Wow. That's a very good question.
Regarding the CAN, especially. You still have...
The main problem about semiconductors crisis is actually about the components which you should use to produce the GPS trackers.
You still sell all your devices?
We still sell all our devices. Okay. So, and we have not stopped for a single day. So we have managed to go through it. So yeah, our logistics department made an incredible job. So we, 2 months was heavy. 2 months on spring were very extremely heavy for us, extremely hard. But now it's much better. There are still some issues and tensions with the suppliers, but overall we are now sure that we can sell for half a year and more. So yeah, it's more or less fine. Thank you for the question. No, we have not increased the prices, so they're still the same. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.